Hey YouTube, Vermont Prepper here, and here we go again. Yet another blackout in the world, this time in Midtown, New York City, in Manhattan. Probably the worst place that you can possibly get a blackout. And here's a scene from Twitter going on, a 14-second scene. There's people everywhere just like standing outside. They look like cattle. Right now, I believe the fire department is saying that there was some kind of fire that caused a transformer to blow. Right now, I believe there's approximately 42,000 people without power, or so they're saying. The interesting thing is that this happened on the anniversary of the 1977 blackout in New York City, where there was widespread looting. If any of you happen to see that on the news as it was occurring, I don't really remember it, but I heard that there was widespread looting, and you could read it too. There's a lot widespread looting and a lot of destruction of property. It kind of degraded into outright anarchy. And, yet I guess it still remains to be seen if this is the real cause. A lot of speculation going on. I read some news articles saying that it's not the cause. But nevertheless, there's subways that are down. There are a lot of photos on YouTube that show just total blackout right here. Here's another one. Somebody just sitting in the hallway. Radio City, totally dark inside. You can see here. Here's looks like a 23-second feed right here from Twitter. Just people just having their phones up. They're looking. It's almost like a freaking rapture or something. They're looking like drones. I don't know why they're just standing out there. I'd be getting out of town, if nothing else. I wouldn't just be standing there, but I guess people are curious, so more power to you. Here's a picture of the blackout in 1977. Where you see police putting down some rioters, versus 2019, where everybody's on their phone. They're probably sending pictures. They're probably taking video. So a lot different right now. I would imagine that as time goes on, this doesn't look to be like, super widespread. But if it stays like this in Manhattan anytime soon, or anytime nearly in the future, it's probably going to degrade somewhat. But I think it's a little bit different than the one in 1977, which was caused by a lightning strike, actually. And that one caused a blackout for over 24 hours, I believe. I think it was 25 hours of a blackout in 1977. So, again, there are three. If you just search Manhattan Blackout, there's a lot of live feeds, so I encourage everybody to check that out if they're curious. But I would also be curious if anybody is in New York City, would appreciate comments on how they're handling it. And do they feel safe? It doesn't look really too bad there right now. I think it's more curious, which is a natural human reaction when you first have some kind of thing that's abnormal, whether it be an earthquake, a hurricane, or a power outage, a widespread power outage. People are curious about things. You see a lot of people riding around after hurricanes. I've been through a number of them when I lived in Miami. People are generally good towards each other when it first, in the immediate aftermath, and then after they see that things aren't going to get back to normal anytime soon, that's when the looting and anarchy starts. And I remember in Florida, when I had the hurricane I was in Hurricane Andrew in 1992 in my house there. And I think, a lot of people, put signs out there, looters will be shot, etc. People were staying in their houses even though there was no electricity and it was over 90 degrees. Generally, my particular neighborhood was pretty good, but downtown Miami, that was okay too, because the hurricane didn't really hit downtown Miami as bad as it did sort of South Miami and a little bit further south of that. But it was pretty crazy, and I always get flashbacks whenever I see these kinds of things, whether it be a power outage or the Hurricane Barry going on there in Louisiana. So just thought it was interesting to bring up, and would love to hear everyone's thoughts on it, on why it might have occurred. Twitter again, there's all the drones that are, pointing their camera. I guess there's somebody there singing. It's all like a big party, almost like a hurricane party that they have in Key West when there's hurricanes coming. There's a fire truck right there. As you can see, it's all black. People just filming. It's crazy how they just stand there and film. I don't get it, but that's fine. I guess you film. I would be filming on the way out, actually. Here's a sunset. Interesting picture right here. That's something. This would be really lit up right here. New York City without lights at sunset. And again, people pointing out it's the anniversary of the 1977 blackout. Isn't that something? And then here's a WABC News bit. I guess they're gonna flashbacks of the 1977 blackout. Here's a New Yorker that has pizza. Okay, he has pizza and a Coke. That's how he's surviving the blackout, he says. Subways are totally barren. You see it right here. That's pretty eerie to see. Look, here's another blacked out subway right here. Times Square partially, they're saying, is partially affected by the blackout. There's cars going down black streets. Man, that's something in New York City. Again, here's people just, outside, people on balconies, just very curious. Everything's cool right now because probably the power will come on shortly. But again, if this was a widespread thing, this would be the last place on earth I would want to be, New York City. You think about like in 9/11, people just running crazy when the towers came down. I couldn't imagine being there. All right, I think that's it for right now. I think we'll leave it at that, and hopefully you guys aren't in the city right now. If you are, try and get out of it instead of filming. Okay, Vermont Prepper out. Appreciate you all looking. Take care.